are live. So hi everybody, I am Antoine DuPont, the CEO of Admin eSolution. We're a web agency and internet marketing in Lake Worth on 10th, just west of 95. We specialize in businesses, so that's what we do, small businesses and business, restaurants, lawyers, doctors, dentists, and whatnot, anyone that wants to have a better presence on the internet. I'm originally from Paris, France. So that means I say things funny once in a while. There are a few words I am forbidden from saying. One of them, and I'm going to say it slowly, it's peanuts, because it always sounds funny when I say it. Fork too, I just, for some reason, and beach. And they always say them wrong. So if I say something funny, it says, did he really say that? I didn't mean it like that, okay? At adupont65 for Instagram and Twitter, right? You want to tag me on the thing, and you can also find me on facebook.com. Antoine.Dupont. All right, so my promise in a few minutes, so first of all, thank you for being here, but my promise is that you're going to learn something new today. Okay, you're going to leave out of this 20, 30 minutes with me with something new that you did not know. You will have some actionable items, things that you're going to be able to take and implement immediately, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow, and it will improve your efficiency with social media. Okay, it's going to make you better overall. It's basically getting, not stop wasting your time in things that may not work and then do things that work, okay? So the 10 things, the number one, this is where everybody's at, period. And the reason why I start that, because there's always the question from a marketer standpoint, from us, is that if you want to promote, market, anything, the question is, where is everybody and what are they doing, right? Where are my people and what are they doing? So if that is the question, the answer is they're on a mobile phone and they're looking at social media, period. By far, right? So who actually, raise your hand if you looked at a social media account today in the room? Every single one of them. Who watched TV today so far? One person, two, three, right? You get the thing, like I can go on, like who actually can remember a billboard you saw on I-95? You look, yeah, you remember one, but it's like I'm on I-95 and I'm paying attention to people now because I'm freaked out. They're looking at their phone. They're checking out, they're texting or looking at Facebook. It's like freaky. So you go in an airport. What is everybody doing? They're on their phone. Like, this is this. So this is where we are. And this is what we do. I came home last night, my wife and two kids were in the living room with the TV on, and I looked at them and I said, you're not watching TV, the TV is watching you. They're on the phone. My daughter was on Snapchat, my son was on, I don't know, whatever, and Colleen was on Facebook. And period. So we're not even watching TV, the TV is on. TV used to be the first screen, right? It's not anymore. This device, the mobile phone, which you all have in your pocket. Now, here's the other question. Who has this device further away than 10 foot at them at any time in the day? I'm talking day and night. Now, maybe, well, yeah, I plug you, right? You plug it next to you. You grab it in the morning, and it's always with you. It's like it's an appendage of you, this little thing. So this is where it's at. Everybody is in agreement? Yeah. Good. I'm sorry. Number two. Each social platform has its own language. Facebook, you do not interact and talk on Facebook the same way as you do on Pinterest, the same way as you do on Instagram, the same way as you do on Twitter. Each one of them has a language and you need to learn that language. You need to be really familiar. The mistake that I see people doing is that they are posting something, for example, on Instagram and tag it in Twitter and tag it on Facebook. It's a mistake. It's actually, from our standpoint, it's lazy. Instagram is not Facebook, and Facebook is not Twitter, and Twitter is not Pinterest. They all have their own thing. When you're going to be thinking from an Instagram standpoint, you got to be thinking Instagram. It's not the same relationship. First of all, the picture is square. On Facebook, it's more, rectangular, right? On Instagram is all about the quality of the picture. It's the picture. It's not my galleries of freaking pictures like you have on Facebook, like here are the 65 pictures from my vacation, right? It's one picture, and it's not multiple types of picture. It is the best picture that is consistent with your strategy or the communication of what you're trying to communicate. followed by some text, maybe 1 or 2 hashtags, and saying there is a link in my profile if you want to know more information. That's how you do Instagram, as opposed to Facebook. Facebook is more, I'm going to be looking at videos, I'm going to be looking at pictures, I'm going to be looking at articles, I'm going to be looking at, just the thing. It's a lot more social, a lot more interactive, a lot more comments and whatnot. You get that, right? Twitter, what is Twitter? Twitter is a cocktail party. That's it. That's what it is. It's a cocktail party. So when you go to a cocktail party, it's sound bites. It's very quick. It's actually extremely noisy on Twitter. There's an enormous amount of chatter. So I don't know if it's appropriate for you. You really want to get, like, how do I speak in Facebook? And I don't have enough time in 30 minutes to tell you in depth how to speak in Facebook, but I want you to get that. I want you to leave and say, okay, if I'm going to do Facebook because this is the one I like, I need to learn how to speak on Facebook and how to interact. That's what I want you to get out of that slide, right? So stop selling. Jab, 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 right hook. This is an amazing book, so you can write it down. It's a book written by Gary Vaynerchuk. You just put jab, 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 right hook. Actually, he said that the book should have been written jab, 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 right hook. Actually, it's a metaphor for boxing, and the jab is actually preparing for the right hook. So in essence is, I am giving value, 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 and once in a while, I'm asking for the sale. But first, you need to provide value. How many people actually know people on social media that are constantly asking for a sale, right? Raise your hand. Like I had a real estate agent. Oh my God, like one more time he's going to say, open house. It's like, nobody gives a crap. I don't want your open house. If you're a real estate agent, I've actually spoken to a real estate agent and I work with them and I says, okay, let me put it in context for you. What are you good at? And they're thinking, well, I'm good at selling houses. Okay, good for you. And it says, but let me put it in a different context. You're actually very good in the area. You know the area better than anybody, do you? You know about the schools. You know about the restaurants. You know about the parks. You know about the events that are going on, right? So be the voice for that. Be known for that. Promote like a park, promote a school, promote how all the great things are in your city. And then once in a while, you'll just invite people and say, by the way. But it's like, do you understand? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, just be a value, provide value, and stop selling you got it, right? Provide value. This is what it's about. Social media is not a platform for selling anything. There's a matter of fact, it's called social media. How do you feel about the person that comes to a social event and try to sell you their multi-level marketing stuff? Right? You're like, please don't make eye contact, don't look at them, like, you don't like, this is the same thing here. All right, 1 is more than 0. I love that. It's actually from Gary Vaynerchuk, which I listen to a lot of his stuff. 1 is higher than 0. It's better to have 1 follower than none, but the point here that I want you to hear, it is not the quantity of followers you have on social media, it's the quality of the followers. I will be a lot more impressed in your social media presence if you have 500 followers and 200 of them follow you and engage with you on a regular basis. That would be impressive, as opposed to the guy that has 10,000 followers and they're getting 50 engagement. Do you get the thing? So how you do that? Well, you start with 1. Engage with 1 person, because people are like overwhelmed by the sheer size of it. Engage with 1. Then make it 10. And then make it 100. It really is not the quantity. That is what's possible with social media. But it's really about the quality of your engagement. It's an engagement tool. It's social. So engage with them. Focus on the 1. Focus on the 10 that are actually listening to you, and think in terms of how can I provide them the best value and the most resourceful information. Does that make sense? Shares, comments, likes, and retweet. This is how you measure. So people says, well, I want to know how we're doing. This is it. This is what I do. I go look at your social media posts on whatever they are, and I look at that. This is how it's measured. That's actually in the order of importance. Share is number 1, comments is number 2, likes is number 3, retweets is Twitter. But in Facebook and Instagram and all the systems, which most of them have, the shares is the most important. When someone share your stuff, it's like, nailed it. That is the holy grail. That's what you're looking for. Now it's actually nice to have comments. Now you have engagement, right? And then the likes is what we all do. It's the thing, yeah, okay, nice, like. You get that, right? We do that. Oh yeah, I like it. It was nice. But it's going to take something for you to share it, right? Like it's got to be really good stuff. I was going to say a different word here. And you're going to comment if you like, you want to engage in there, right? So this is what you're looking for. And this is how you measure your success. Whatever you're doing on social media, if it's not being shared, well, but it's not good enough. That's it. It's just not good enough. You just got to raise the bar. You say, okay, what I've done is, you've learned one more way of not to do it right and keep at it, because this is where everybody is. So might as well learn and be good at it. So that was number 4. The number 5 is Facebook. Facebook is the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Like there's no question, there's no contest. Okay, Facebook is Mike Tyson in the ring, and the rest are leprechauns trying to figure out how they're gonna being able to face up to him. Facebook is by far the monster. In 2015 and 2016, we're seeing Snapchat exploding, but it's exploding with the teeny boppers. So actually it's great. That's what my daughter does, right? She's 13. Yeah, she's turning 14. She gets home, she goes on her bed, she goes on Snapchat until she goes to bed. It's sad. We can say all kinds of things. Well, before they used to do Nintendo, and before they used to do, that's what they do. They do Instagram and Snapchat. So if you have any kind of services and product, you want to reach out to them. You saying, okay, maybe, and they're not a good demographic for me, but they'll be a good demographic for me in 10 years. You might want to start engage with them now. That's where they are, Instagram and Snapchat. Everybody that has money is on Facebook, which is bottom line. All the, my daughter is not on Facebook. Facebook for her is like, ew. Yeah, no, it's like not even 14 years old, like, ew. Like, really? Yeah, she has.
My 18-year-old said that Facebook is like the MySpace of social.
Yeah, it's MySpace. It's for parents. It's for the old. Yeah. It's. But this is but bear in mind this is the people that have money. I mean, I don't know what you're selling, right? If you're selling bubble gum, Snapchat and Instagram is your medium, right? If you're a doctor, a lawyer, if you're a chiropractor, if you're a community center. Your demographic is, I would say, 30 to 70, and men, women, all that. The huge group. Where is the enormous group of people? Facebook, by far. Okay. And the advertising on Facebook is, as of today, or for the near future, is dirt cheap. Really dirt cheap. The ability to target people is mind-boggling. Like literally, I can target a man between 25 to 30 that likes taekwondo, that lives in West Palm Beach, and that occasionally eats in that restaurant. Like that. And I will tell me, well, there are 550 people that have fit that criteria. Boom. And I can be in front of those people. Your reach on Facebook, this is a thing that people don't know. Your natural organic reach reaches about 14% of your people. So when you're putting a post, that's going to be on average. If you want to hit 100% of your people, you got to pay. And it's still very cheap, by the way, because marketers haven't figured out a way to ruin it, because marketers ruin everything. Eventually, you remember email marketing? We used to be happy to receive an email, and now you're like, God. Well, we haven't figured out how to ruin Facebook. So it's still cheap, but it's going to become more expensive as time goes on. The price is going to go up. The demand's going to go up. Price is going to go up. So I would definitely investigate Facebook advertising. You need to learn to blog like a ninja. Blogging is part of social media. Again, it's one of those things where I could be spending several hours teaching you how to blog, but this is something I would actually literally, put that in Google, how to blog like a ninja, or learn to blog by the pros, and I think you need to be blogging. You need to be writing content that is valuable, that is resourceful, that people will share. How do you know if your blog is working? People are sharing it. It's absolutely key to the social media platform. It's a piece of content, it's a blog that is going to be shared. This is a lot of the things that we do on social media. We're sharing it on Facebook, we're sharing it on Twitter. It's enormous, like you cannot bypass that. Like sometimes people are surprised, what are you talking about blogging and social media? It's like, it's a massive part. Like look in your feed on Facebook, yes.
I was going to say, so you're talking about blogging that then you put to Facebook and then it's...
Actually, it's not you.
No. Well,
it's people
on,
sharing it.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's on your website, but then you're sharing it through, you're posting it and then people are sharing it.
Yeah, it's not you putting it. I mean, no, you putting it, it's nice, you know, you put yourself in the back. Oh, look, I got a blog. Ooh, you know, it's like, yeah, that's cute. No. But it's like, it's when I write a blog and all of you say, well, this is good. I'm going to share it. Now I'm got your 350 followers plus your 350 and then so forth and so on. You get the scale of it. So how do you do that? Well, you write amazing, resourceful blogs that actually provide value, that actually say something to people, that tells a story, that has people inspired, enrolled, whatever it is, but it's got to be an amazing piece of content. I would actually advise you, and I have some people that actually say, well, I've heard you should be blogging 2 to 3 times a week. And I said, well, I would recommend that you start with write an amazing blog once a month. I would rather you take a month to write a blog and just have one amazing blog as opposed to 10 crappy blogs. They're not going to do anything. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7, SEO loves social media. It's really, really important. If you want to rank on Google, if you want people to find you, then you need to have, the more stuff is shared on social media, the more SEO, or Google in that case, which is the other 800-pound gorilla, because there is Bing and Yahoo, and it's the same thing. It's the Mike Tyson story. It's a 10 to 1. I mean, it's not even close. The monster here is Google. I just heard that, by the way, Bing, B-I-N-G. Do you know what that stands for? Because it's not Google? Yeah. Yeah, it's. I'm like, oh wow, yeah. Imagine that. But SEO, Google loves social media. The more, if you write a blog that is actually shared heavily on social media, this will do wonders for your business. You're going to rank. You're going to have authority. You're going to have relevance, right? So. Write amazing blogs that are shared on social media. SEO is going to, all of a sudden it's going to work, right? And you've done all kinds of things. You've paid for SEO optimization, and you know, it's kind of like working in one piece of content. You're one blog away from going viral. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's got to be great. By the way, viral doesn't mean hundreds of thousands of people. You know, viral could mean like, you know, I don't know, if you have like 100 people reading your blog, viral could be like 3,000, 4,000. That would be amazing. If on average you get 100 people and all of a sudden you get 3,000 people, that's a massive jump. You know, people are like, well, unless I get millions. I'm like, no, that's like the oddity. That's like the freak stuff that happens. People do a video and all of a sudden everybody's talking about it, and you got to be on the Today Show on Monday morning. You know, that's the rarity. I'm talking about your stuff gets 100 people looking at it, and all of a sudden it gets 1,000. That's a 10x move. That's viral. You know, social media is hard work. There's no going around it. It's most of the companies actually have people that are full-time doing this. So your competition and the big boys and everything. My niece actually is one of 3 people working for a company in social media. That's all they do. They write content, they manage the social media. That's it. They understand the first slide, which is this is where everybody's at. So they are spending an enormous amount of time. You can think about it, right? The 3 people, their salary plus their medical and whatnot, what it costs the company to do that, because they understand it's a lot of hard work. Everything I'm saying here, people sometimes underestimate. I was just talking to a tennis center in Boynton Beach, and they had posted a great, it got my attention. It's really a new thing. It's a split video. So it's a video, but it starts on the left, and then the left stop and the right start. And it was tennis. So on the left, you see the guy feeding the ball, and then it stops, and on the right, you see the guy sending the ball. And it was like really interesting, got my attention. And I told him, and I said, well, this was a great thing, but I didn't see you have a lot more, I asked him, he says, what's your intention of you doing this? And he says, well, I want people to go to my website. And he says, well, you didn't ask them to go to your website. You didn't provide a piece of content that would tag to that. You got my attention now. What are you doing with this? I says, what do you need to say? And it says, we actually wrote a blog on how to improve the speed of your serve or how to backhand better and whatnot. And then the link is in our profile and you need to have a blog. And then he looked at me and was like, man, that's a lot of work. And I'm like, yeah. Social media, do you want to win at social media? Or you just want to, you spend all this time. You might as well, take it and consider it. Now you got them on Instagram, you put a nice thing, what are you going to do with that? But it's hard work. Number 9, invest in a planned strategy. There is a company in Miami that just spoke, and I met them, the Ideal Marketing Agency. You can take their name down, theidealmarketingagency.com. I would probably say that if you want to be serious about social media, that would probably be the best investment you could do. It's a $500 8 to 3 course. What it will do is it will identify which social media you should be working in, what your strategy, what kind of message, who's your target market, because you may be working on Facebook and might not be the best medium for you. Maybe Twitter is better, maybe Instagram, and you don't have a clue. And I would invest in an internet marketing, in a social media strategy. That company actually provide that service. I'm sure there are some others, but I would be, if you want to be in social media, you have to have a strategy. It's kind of like trying to build a house without a blueprint. You'll build it eventually, but there's going to be a lot of pain. Invest in a strategy. Just really be, hi Adrian. Number 10, that's the thing that I see on a lot of websites. People, and I put it there, so be excellent in one rather than sucking at all of them. How many websites I go and they have like the 5 icons, they have Twitter, Instagram, Google+, they have all of them, and I look at each account because that's what I do for a living, and it's like they have 2 posts here, they haven't gone in there for like 6 months, and now they have Google+, and it looks like they've never interacted at this. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. Find a social media platform that makes sense for you, that you like, and that makes sense for your demographic, and just do that one. It's perfectly fine to only deal in Instagram as a medium. You don't have to have Facebook and Pinterest and all this and open up all these accounts unless you're going to be any good at it and unless you're going to engage in it. And again, like the site before, it's like a lot of work. Like, I don't know how many hours you got in a day, but I have 24. That's all I got. And if you like on top of my 10-hour day, I have to add an additional like 3 hours social media. You might want to, be more selective and saying instead of having them all, is just do one. If you're going to do Facebook, just do Facebook, but be really good at it. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Like for Compass, for example, which social media we're going to do. Or it's probably for you to, I would say Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Yeah, but then you could say, okay, Adrian, you're going to be the Facebook queen. That's it. That's all you do. Just become good at that. And the next person, you do Instagram. So your job is, and obviously Instagram is the person that's good at photography.
Yeah, I love that.
Right, watch the picture of the day. Right? Yeah, you like the photography. So that's it. That's all.
I like you telling them exactly what they need to be doing.
Yeah. And then he's going to be doing Twitter. Right, that's it. I want to see 10 tweets a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes. We like
I take
this.
that all back.
Yeah.
Everything I just said back.
So,
We like it that you're being told.
yeah, you got to. No, but it's great when you have a team because you can, you can hire someone full-time to do social media, which, by the way, you do need, as any organization, any business, you need it's a full-time job. Social media is a full-time job. So if you don't have on your payroll the space for a social media person, which, by the way, will cost you about, if they're any good, about $75,000 a year. Nice, because they need to be amazing at writing content. They need to be a great photographer. They need to be a strategist, and they need to be an analyst. They need to have all those skills. And usually in a company, if you look and it says, okay, who's good at photography? Me, good. You're Instagram. Who can write like sound bites? You, okay, great. Twitter. And then and then you just get the game around, and that's your job. Okay? So by the way, I said 10 things you must know. You want a bonus? I have an extra one. Okay, really quick. All right, 10.1. Video is king. Video rule the day. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, it's because video is king. This is it. We watch video before we do anything. If I give you the option video or blog, you're gonna click play. It's like video is thing. The issue with video is the hardest one to pull off. It's complex. You need a camera, you need lighting, I have a microphone, because I know the sound would suck if I didn't have a microphone, so actually I bought a very expensive microphone. I think it was like $35 on Amazon. I'm using my phone, which is a Droid, which is the thing, and I bought a light at Home Depot. I was looking for photographer's light, the nice one, $750. I was like, really? Went to Home Depot. I'm like, what's your construction light? Show me that. Tripod with the thing, $75. I'm like, bring it on. So I equipped myself, without having to spend a fortune and being able to do it very professionally. So video is king. I would say, if you have any strategy, I would say if you're on Instagram or on Facebook, you're going to have to figure out how we're going to do photography, or how we're going to do videos, and how we're going to do it well. Sound has to be good. You've seen videos where it sounds like the sound is really bad and you don't like it, and you're probably going to click out. Well, this is why I bought the lavalier. So it's a very easy setup. Light's got to be great. You're watching a video, you can see people. I don't like it. I actually saw that I had plenty of lights. I was good, right? You got to figure out a video. I have an extra bonus. One more. All right.
And only 15 seconds on Instagram.
And only 15 seconds on Instagram. So it's a soundbite, right? You got it. So this is awesome, and I just discovered that just recently. I was doing some research. So you want to write this, because this is really key with social media. The research was done on thousands and thousands of blogs. They aggregated the data, which is the fancy word for, putting it all together and whatnot, and figuring out what's what and all this, what works, what doesn't work, and whatnot. So what's not there, by the way, is positive, negative, or neutral in tone. Positive rules the day, followed by negative, slightly beyond, which you're going to see here, but never be neutral. Neutral never works. You cannot be vanilla, right? You got to be chocolate or strawberry, right? You got to go out there. Positive is really, really what people are enrolled, and negative will also work. Okay, so the rule here is not neutral, but awe-inspiring blogs led by 25%. I got to wrap it up. Laughter. This is my last one. This is the last bonus. Laughter, which is ha ha ha, found it funny, 17%. Amusement, 15%. So you see, this is all positive that got heavily shared. Then you got followed by joy. See, anger's got only 6%. If you're going to write something that's actually really stirring up, like how pissed off you are about something, people don't like that. Write something that's awe-inspiring and make people laugh. You're just going to blow the social media. This is the last slide, because this is really funny. There are 4 billion, out of the 6.8 billion people, 4 billion of them have a cell phone, but only 3.5 billion of them have a toothbrush, just to tell you about the phone. And it's actually a true stat. It's scary, but it's true. So did you learn something new? Yeah. Okay, did you got actionable items and things to do? Will it improve your efficiency?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming. I had a Q&A, but that's it. Yes, okay, right here. If you want a copy of those slides, my information at the end. Thank you.
Thank you so much.